Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, including the judge and the opponent team. I am the second and final speaker of the negative team, which means I strongly disagree with the motion that schools should host their classes online. Now, before getting into my argument, I would like to have some rebuttals for the opposite team. So with your first speaker with the air pollution part, the air pollution argument was a bit unreasonable, as if it was that bad of the air pollution, the government, anyone would have done something to fix it. Sure, we might have stayed off school and online for a while, but it won't be forever since it's unreasonable. And for the second speaker, you have looked down on social interactions in your argument, which is very bad because us humans, we are social animals and we will need the interactions to convey successfully the information. And you looking down on that isn't actually that good, as students won't be able to learn as high quality. Moving to my argument. So my first argument is that knowledge would not be conveyed successfully without proper interactions. We go to school to learn, to obtain knowledge, but also to make friends along the way. And if we sit in front of a computer, we won't get to learn or get to make friends. We go to school, we get proper human interactions with our teacher. That helps us soak up the information at hand more. Computers, they don't do that for you. Computers tell you knowledge. You don't soak that in. Because why? Because we're social animals and we need the proper human interaction to soak up the information more clearly and more successfully. If you take COVID-19, for example, the pandemic, we sat at home for about a year and none of us learned anything. Admit it, you cheated on the exam because 68% of students did. They admitted that they cheated on the exam because they didn't learn anything from sitting in front of a computer and not their actual teachers. So, if you were to make all classes online, knowledge would never be conveyed successfully because it lacks the social interaction part. The second argument that I would like to propose is that some students cannot afford to have online students. So, taken from my own experience and many others, online classes, there were always some students who couldn't show up to the class because they didn't have the proper devices or the internet. Imagine all of the students living in rural areas who are minorities, who don't have the proper devices, they don't have the proper internet connection to go online and study. You're practically just passively saying that you're denying someone's right to obtain information, which is bad. You shouldn't deny anyone's right to obtain information, and making all classes online is surely doing that. A report from 2021, a report from ITU, it estimates around 3.7 billion students who don't have the correct or right devices to study online. Another report, yes.
So from the last part, you said that some of them don't have devices or there are no internet. So now if we learn online, there is no devices for you. Then the government has to get a charity so people can donate money in there. Because now people all use technology. And about the internet, no internet connection, right? So people use more and more technology every day. And they have to have a free Wi-Fi, just like the other countries. Like the other countries ask to us, it's not us, but every time we use more and more technology, and if we learn online now, we'll get devices and free Wi-Fi.
Alright, I'll cut you off right there. So do you really think anyone's gonna donate money for someone living in a rural area to have their information? If we were to all study online, we wouldn't have the heart to donate money to students out there who have no money to study online. I have taken from my own experience, the teachers do not care. No one cares that they're not getting information just because the classes are online. So back to my argument. So again, the report from UNICEF estimates that around 163 million students don't have the proper devices and the internet to actually study online, which is bad because you're denying someone's right to have information. My third point is that some subjects may be discontinued, lost, or lose their value. Hypothetically speaking, if we were to make every class online, subjects like PE would disappear. It would be gone. No more sports, no more exercise. And that's like closing opportunities for students to develop, because in a normal class, there's ought to be someone who's going to make PE their whole career. And subjects like chemistry, there will be no more experiments because students don't have a lab in their house. Not every house has a football field, and not every house has a lab. So you'd be denying and closing opportunities for students who want to be a scientist, who want to be a professional football player. because those subjects would be discontinued if you were to make every subject online. And the final point I would like to mention is about the health issues, So about the posture part, your back and your neck would hurt constantly because you're sitting in front of a computer for days on end, for hours on end. And sure, maybe you do sit on traditional classes, but the teachers will help you not look like a shrimp every time you want to write. Your eyesight will also worsen. Everyone knows your eyesight's worsen because everyone knows the blue ray from your cell phone hurts your eyes and make you go blind in the next 60 years. And not just your physical health worsen, your mental health would also worsen. As a study from Journal and Patriarch, screen time is associated with negative mental health effects on your children. It could lead to sleep loss, which is bad. It could lead to behavior problems, which is bad. And it could also lead to obesity, which is just as bad. So, in conclusion, if you were to make every single class online, like the topic is suggesting here, you would not have information conveyed properly. You would not be able to afford it, and some subjects would be discontinued, and your health would slowly be killing you from the inside out. I am the final speaker of the negative team. I strongly disagree with the motion, and I rest my case.
Thank you, Bích Hà. You can sit down. Thank you. You had a great argument, rebuttal, as well as your answer to the question from your opposing.